So he says to him, I don't even, what? Now? Yeah. So he says to his wife, I don't even own the horse. So anyway, hey, welcome to the ring and all of the sports. I'm your new host, Sonny Goodspeed. Leo, I know it's hard hearing it this way, but you were recently fired from this position. Yeah. So we're going to conduct we're conducting this as your exit interview. Yeah. Management, Bob the Pen, did want me to give you, this is your parting gift. I got the new upgraded they actually spent some money on that. Wow. Yeah, you got the cheap, one that comes in a box of 12 or whatever.
Like the same opening for 7 years?
Yeah, like the same opening for 7 years, yes. That was put together by some 8th grader, I think. But it's okay, though. So I'm going to get a new opening. They actually hired a band. Maybe you've heard of them, Aerosmith?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to do a new intro for us and everything. New graphics. I think Pyro, is that coming in this week, Bob the Pen? Pyro? Yeah. So anyway, things are onward and upward, Bob. Leo. But it is your exit interview, and we are going to miss you here.
Thank you.
Okay, let's start off. Tonight is Flip the Script Part 2. Leo, you and I have done this once before. I thought it went swimmingly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Remember the last time I reposted it? Before the one when I asked for the fan question, right?
Yes.
I got 60 hits off that one day.
Off that one post?
One day.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I had a blast doing it. We always have a blast sitting together. We have, whether we're being filmed or whether we're not, we always have a good time together. So, all right. So we're going to start right off with fan questions because we talked about where you're from last time, how you got into wrestling last time. So we're going to get right into the fan questions. First question is from Ronnie Maestro. He's a student up at the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy. He's been working as a referee on all the independent shows around. That kid works hard. Good for him. He asks, who has been your favorite or most memorable person to interview on your show?
Jeff.
Jeff Costa. Yeah, it's got to be Jeff Costa, right? Jeff is a guy that you probably didn't even need to be here for, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You just go, here, Jeff. Here's your microphone, the TV. When the red light's on, you're on, right?
He took the first 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Not because we were supposed to go and do the feud thing or whatever with Mav and Rip, and I just looked at the guys after and said, "Forget it, guys. Let's just let Jeff talk."
So yeah, because that's what Jeff does. A quick story about Jeff that I don't think I've told on this on this show before. We were filming at a Portsmouth TV station. We actually set up the ring inside and did a little TV, like a little studio wrestling TV show. And he goes, "All right, we're gonna go do some promos." He goes, "You don't talk. You just sit and look menacing, right?" At the time, I was younger. I had hair.
Yep.
I was actually built differently. I wasn't, my chest was bigger than my stomach. And so I just looked menacing. I was like a lot of this, with my wet hair and wet and just a lot of rubbing my fists. And then all of a sudden, Jeff cutting his promo. I think he just got lost, didn't know what else to say.
Yeah.
So he turned to me and he said, "Show him the bobble." I have no idea what a bobble is. And so the camera's on me and I just look more menacing. Because I have no idea what that means. But yeah, so Jeff could go. I'm not surprised at all that you gave that answer because that's
choked me with his claws and everything.
He brought the claws on?
He brought the claws.
Yeah, that makes sense too. The Lobster Man. Yeah, geez Louise. All right. Ronnie has a second question. He says, also, who do you look forward to having on that has never been on?
Actually, I better get another chance to talk to him hopefully soon. I'd like to get Adam Barisano on here.
Adam Barisano.
Yeah.
I might be able to facilitate that for you because Adam and I just recently connected. We've never actually met.
Yep.
But we found out they were fans of each other. So, I might be able to facilitate that for you.
We were going to do it. We were already going to do it, but things changed. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, he's a new dad. And
right, exactly.
He's got a lot going on.
But I definitely would love to have him on. And also Eric Sprazier.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Is he still around?
He's around. Yeah, he goes to a lot of Bruins games.
Does he really?
Yeah, I can't bribe him by taking him because I think he has season tickets. Maybe I could bribe him and he could take me.
Maybe what you do is you have one of the camera guys here. We just show up at a game and catch him on the way out.
Ooh, that would be smart.
Yeah, what do they call that?
I don't know.
Whatever it is. Yeah. I don't know.
But Eric Sprazier for sure.
Eric Sprazier.
Yeah.
How about, did he team, how come I always think of Vic Steamboat when I think of Eric Sprazier? They worked
wrestled
EC
together. I think they did team when he was a babyface.
Okay.
Before he turned heel and
for
ended up
Tony
in the
Rumble's,
Brotherhood.
right?
Yeah.
Tony Rumble
Yeah.
in the main stuff, whatever.
He
Is
called
Dick-
me once, Eric.
Eric did?
Yeah.
Not
and
Dick
then
Steamboat.
he would talk about coming on the show.
He talked, yes.
Yeah, and then because I picked up my phone and it was Messenger. And I'm like, what the heck? And I answered the phone. I'm like, hello? He's like, hey, is this Leo? I go, yeah. He goes, hey, Mr. Electricity, Eric Sprazier here. I was like, what? I said, you just called me? And he said, you want to have Phil Apollo on the show and all this and that? And like 3 or 4 months went by. I hit him up and he's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to put the wrestling behind me. And I'm like, oh, man, but you called me.
Yeah.
You
Got
know?
your hopes up. And then,
I really wanted, remember I told you I wanted to do the tag team thing?
yes.
I
yeah.
wanted to have him and Knuckles together.
Him and Knuckles on.
That would have been.
Yeah, former
I couldn't
NWA
do-
Tag
I
Team
couldn't
Champions.
do
yeah.
that series that I wanted to do without either them, the Logans, which will never happen anymore, and never, and who was the other one? Crown Jewels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damon said he'd come on too, so
Yeah.
it's not. And I know Jay would come on anytime I ask him. Jay's a good dude.
Yeah.
I sound like him now too.
I'll talk to you about Jay, though. I just heard something that I kind of forgot about you may not know.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that off air.
Yeah.
All right, our good friend Dan Bolio, local guy. I was just on his show. You've been on his show.
Yep. Let freedom ring.
Let Freedom Ring.
Had to be $10, Dan.
What would be 7 matches if you were put together an independent wrestling card, a dream card?
Yeah, and I left it over there, but I think I can figure it out.
What would be your 7 dream matches?
All right, we're gonna do it quick because it's like long.
Yeah. We
I
can
would
talk
go-
about them because we can
All
break
right,
them down,
well,
right?
First match would be like a 4-way elimination match between Anthony Green, Matt Taven, JT Dunn, and now Carmelo Hayes. Chris Casanova.
Christian Casanova.
That would open the show because you know how good that would be with those guys.
Sure.
Second match would be a 3-way. Davey Ann, Nikki Rocks,
Whoa.
and the Portuguese princess Ariel,
Ariel.
who just came back.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that
after
would
a
be
long time away.
I think in 6 kids.
6
She's got
kids.
6 kids. Yep.
She's like 27 years old, right?
She used to go. That's
Not really
my
27,
Buddy,
she's
my
older,
buddy
but-
Hanson used to date her, I guess, years ago.
Really?
Like back in the early Ring of Honor days.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, she just
All right.
came back.
So that's match 2.
Yeah. Match 3. I wish I had my paper, but BRG
Okay. Yeah.
versus Whoopi and Hanson or Handsome Johnny. I'd like to see that. The dynamic. I think that match would be good.
Not Don Chesterfield.
Nope, not Don Chesterfield. No,
Hmm.
he's handsome. That's what his name. Like to me, when I look at a wrestler that had different names, I pick one that I like the best. And,
Yeah.
who doesn't like to say handsome?
I still sometimes call him handsome. Just just talking about him. I'm like, handsome.
I think him and VIG would be really good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yep, not bad.
Yeah.
All right, now that's third, right?
Yep, that was
All right,
third.
The fourth, Brian Fury
Okay.
versus Congo.
Yeah, that would be good.
Talk about different styles, and Brian can wrestle any style.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
And I wanted
that'd
to
be a
get
great
Congo
match.
in there, you know what I mean? Because dream match, and hopefully he'll be healthy enough to come back and have real matches
Yeah,
down
God
the line.
willing, hopefully.
You know? So that was 4.
Yeah, that was 4.
All right, 5. God, I really wish I had my paper. I really
It's
do.
only right there.
That's all right. How about the One Night Stand?
Wow. Yeah.
Versus the Logan brothers.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's had to have happened,
I
hasn't
don't
it?
know, man. I don't think the
No, the logos were probably 8. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll probably
Yeah.
yeah.
Ronnie
So
Delicious,
yeah.
Edward G. Ecstasy.
Yeah. I think that'd be really good. I like those guys. I really do.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick the Eliminators, but they didn't do a lot of indies. They did
Not a
some.
lot. Yeah, they did
but
some because I wrestled them. Yeah.
Yeah, so I figured I'd put at least two
Yeah.
indie teams in there.
All right. That's 5.
5. All right, 6 would be a battle royal, 30-man battle royal with everybody in it, man.
With everybody.
Like Rick Fuller, you,
Yeah.
Mav. I know I wrote just some Mighty Mini, Andre Lyons.
Holy cow,
Slick Wagner Brown. I think he was the next match, but now I put him in the battle royal, so now I got to come up with a different match.
Yeah.
But just who else was there? Come on, man. Ryan Drew's in there.
Yeah. Ryan Waters. Yeah.
Yep, Ryan Waters. God, I'm sorry, guys. Dan,
all right.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell Dan later.
There you go.
I got a picture, the paper. I'll take a picture, Dan, and I'll send it to you. And I'll also post it so everyone can see that.
Match 7, is this your main event?
This is going to have to be my main event. Brian Malonis missed the main event around here in New England.
Also, New Hampshire's favorite son, he calls himself now. What else was there? There can only be one.
Yep. Best pound-for-pound wrestler in the world.
Yep.
Is that what he says? Yep.
What are the other ones? The
Kingpin.
The Kingpin. Jeez, I was just reading these two.
I don't think he likes it, but he was called the Brawler.
Yeah, the Brawler, yeah. The Sultan of...
I don't know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Brian.
There's more, but yeah, he's like one of those guys with like, yeah.
So we'll put Brian in the main event against, managed by Sidney Bacabella, world-class Channing Thomas. He has to be on the card.
Yeah.
So we're putting him in the main event against Malonis. He's main event material anyway.
Well, I might steal that match before you get a chance to put it on.
You know what I mean? No,
So,
seriously, don't you think?
Absolutely.
He is phenomenal.
I've been a fan of Channing for a long time.
Me too.
So I still call him Channing Tatum though because it just rolls up the tongue.
I love it. Me, Vern Vicalo, and Dan Terry roasted him on here when he was Timmy Thunder. And I didn't even know him then, but I just kept going on with those guys because they're all good friends.
Yes.
So they were razzing him so bad. It was funny.
Timmy Thunder, yeah. Channing just had a really good outing this past Saturday night. Yeah. Against,
well, I hope we're going to talk about that, right?
We are going to talk about that, yes, absolutely.
Bang these up.
All right, so next question from Jerry Lane.
Yeah, there's nothing. Jerry Lane wanted to know, because Mav asked, when is he going to interview me? And Jerry Lane said, who else would I want to interview me besides you or Mav? And I said, nobody, because I've been interviewed by Brian and Crockett.
Yeah.
And I've been on Julian and Tarzan. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. So not you, Jerry Lane, sorry.
And Maria, too, has interviewed me on my couch.
On your couch?
Yeah, it was fun, too. She did a good job.
She did?
Yeah.
Well, she's a smart lady.
She is. She's way smarter than me, man.
She's way smarter than a lot of
way
us.
Smarter than me.
All right, Brian Mueller.
Yes.
Brian Mueller.
Love this guy.
I don't know if I know Brian Mueller.
You don't.
Okay. Why do you think there's a lack of managers in wrestling? In the 80s, they were a huge part of the business.
I don't know why they disappeared. I really don't. I'm thinking maybe, like the wrestlers started talking so much themselves, catchphrases, people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it kind of just went away.
I think you're right, yeah.
I think they could really use them today.
Yeah.
I think they should bring them back.
Yeah. There's a handful out there, but there's even less of them that are good.
Right.
But I agree. I would agree with you. I think that the wrestlers of today are way better on the microphone.
Yes.
Like the reason for the manager back in the day was because you had a big monster heel guy.
You didn't want Dick
Bad guy.
Bulldog Brower talking.
Yeah. So you throw a mouthpiece in there for him, and that would get him over, right? Plus matches like on TV now. Now it's a little bit different, but just up until recently, there were 6-minute matches and not a lot of room also, to have a manager in there.
When the managers were in the 80s, remember, it turned to valets in the 90s.
Yes, correct.
You know, and then by the 2000s, managers were almost completely gone. Not 100%.
Yeah.
But at least on WWE, there wasn't any, right?
Right.
For a while.
There was none.
Till LA Knight came up for a little bit. Now that, I don't know if the models are still going on.
I don't know.
With his sister.
Yeah.
She's pretty hot.
Like Zelina Vega, but she wrestles as well.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so, there's a few, but it's very far and few between. All right, good question, Brian Mueller. Look me up on the face space. All right. He also has a couple more questions. He said, which wrestler today would most benefit from a good manager?
That's a really good question. There's guys that really, they don't let them talk.
Do you think he's talking to independent wrestling or just on TV?
I think just anything, and really. Well, more TV because he doesn't really know the indies like we do.
All right.
Let's see. MJF. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously.
Yeah, because that guy can't talk.
Exactly. No, I think, Sheamus can talk, but those other two guys could use a mouthpiece. Seriously.
Yeah.
Butch and Ridge Holland.
Yeah.
I think Butch would be fine. But they don't let him talk.
No.
So
with
his
of the
character,
gimmick, but exactly,
you would
right.
need
So
to
I
give
think,
him a manager. You know?
Yeah.
I think that would help them a lot.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. And then he says, and lastly, but most importantly, who is the best HVAC tech that you ever worked with?
Rob V.
That's what I was going to say,
Rob
too.
V.
I actually had that written down here.
Because he's the most lazy. No, not Rob Beth.
No, I know not Rob Beth.
There's another guy that worked with us for the city. He was horrible I forget what his name is, Brian. I'm sorry. But by far, you, sir, are my favorite HVAC guy.
Is he still working?
Yeah, somewhere else because they had.
Is he still
no
doing?
idea.
Is he still doing HVAC though?
Yes.
Brian.
But he was incredible. He helped me out so much. Every time
Yeah.
he'd come, what are you doing? What do you need help with?
Oh,
One
that's
time I
awesome.
was using a drill to drill to it to the cement,
Yeah.
concrete wall. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to hang all these things up. He goes, I said, I've been here 20 minutes. I've only got in there. He goes, I'll be right back. He goes, gets me his old Milwaukee drill.
Yeah.
He switches the thing. Vroom,
Right in.
I was done in a half an hour. Ian, guess what he did? He gave it to me when he left.
Did he really?
Yep. Thank you, Brian. I still use it all the time.
The school probably bought it.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. No.
I'm taking it when I leave.
There you go.
Because it's mine. He
There
gave
you
it
go.
to me, not the
He
school.
gave it to you, not the school. Mike Hollow, Coach
Yes.
Mike Hollow, the legendary, the All-American Coach Hollow.
Yes.
Leo, what have you learned about the indie scene in New England, both positive or negative?
Positive now.
You've been around a long time
Yeah.
in the New England independent
Yes.
wrestling.
When I first started coming around and going to shows and maybe meeting people and stuff, it was negative. Like you couldn't work for anybody else. I love that everybody can trade here and there. Not everybody,
Right.
but most guys can.
Most guys, yeah.
No one gets mad at each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause everyone's just trying to get them better.
Yeah.
The negative thing is how quick people turn on people like that.
It's crazy, right?
That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
And how grown men can be so immature.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about something after.
Okay, good.
I don't want to do it here today.
Yeah.
I've done enough.
They
of my,
we were just talking today, just off air right before we started. I was talking with a good friend and a local New England independent wrestler who might have had a cup of coffee. We were talking about that. Like, why can't we all coexist, right? Why can't we all do? I mean, we're all doing something different,
Yep.
right? We all bring something different to the table. They're all like. I don't think we need to all get together and shake hands and hug.
No.
But we can definitely all coexist
Hey, you
and
can
work
do
together,
business,
right?
You
Like,
know, don't be so worried about who's here and who's there.
Right.
Just go, mind your business,
Yeah.
let the other people mind their business, and just exist.
What I would love to do is, like, with WFA, we're going to try to run a lot of Friday, Saturday shows, right? So with Drew and Crockett running Thursday Night Wrestling Open, if we can bring in guys that are traveling,
Yeah.
We just had somebody come down this past Friday and Saturday from Nova Scotia. That's an 11-hour drive.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So if we could have got him a booking on a Thursday night, we had shows Friday, Saturday, and then if we could have picked something up Sunday for him, ideally that would be great, right? Because then the kids got a reason to drive 11 hours.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So
work 4 shows or at least 3.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to, we're just starting, but that's the kind of thing we're going to work on. I think it's great.
Was that
that'd be
the
great,
kid that
but
wrestled? Channing? No, right? Because that
no,
guy's from
that kid's
New York,
from
right?
New York, yes.
Wow, looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
He's got to be good.
We'll get to him.
All right.
Yes. All right. That was a good question, Mike Hollow.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Mike Potaro. Mike Potaro, little fact about Mike Potaro, he may be related, and also the campaign manager for the politician.
All right, I will say this. He asked 3 questions, but I only wrote down 2.
I'm going to ask the third, though, because just because.
Because.
Because he scares me. Mike scares
right.
me. All right, so he asked, how much pro wrestling training do you have, and when are you signing up for the wrestling school?
Never and none. None
Never?
and never. So
None
that's
and
what's
never.
done. That was quick, Mike.
That was a good one, yes. All right, I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. I apologize. All right, he's asked, which local wrestler do you want to take? Would you want? Okay, here's how I think he's asking.
All right.
If you had a choice to take one independent wrestler and have him working behind the concession stand with you, who would it be? Not wrestling. He's not wrestling that night.
Right.
He's in gear, or she's in gear.
We're in gear.
But they're
definitely
slinging.
not saying females.
They're
'cause
slinging.
that'd just be like, and what a bad look it'll be if
I
I
know.
start naming females.
Yeah, and Maria. Well, the good news is Maria doesn't watch us, so
Nicole doesn't. She, as everybody says, she doesn't know any better.
yeah.
Well, I'd want somebody that's brash, whether they're nice or mean. So BRG would be a good choice.
He
On
would.
that side, he could shame people into coming over. Or Sidney Bogabell. Because he'd do the exact same thing. You got $1? Give it to me.
You would only have to sell 2 hot dogs because Sidney Bacabella would sell them for $84 a piece.
Exactly.
And you'd be able to close down shop, take all the food, and
So
eat for a
probably
week.
those two guys. And I guess you could throw Shannon in there too. He's a good kid.
Yeah,
I like
Jay's
Shannon.
such a good guy.
So yeah, we'll go with those.
Little
three
egotistical,
guys.
but yeah, he's a good guy. So, all right, that's a good question. His last question is,
Yeah.
how much you bench?
100 pounds. No, I'm just kidding. I don't bench. I haven't benched since I was a kid, and that's probably what I benched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was probably 100 pounds when I was like 16.
Quick story about Mike Pitaro.
Yeah.
We have some time.
He is crazy looking.
He showed up at the school.
Yeah.
All right. And we're attached to a zoo, the Zoo Health Club. And before we get started, he says to Sean and I, he goes, would you guys mind spotting me and taping me bench press 315? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, 315, yeah, sure, okay. He gets out there, he throws 275 on the rack,
Yeah. Boom.
presses 5 without blinking.
Right.
Sean and I look at each other, we're like, what the? Throws on 285, does 4, 295 does 3, and he goes, all right, I'm gonna go for 315 for 2. I'm like,
Wow.
what am I watching here?
Right.
He throws 315 on there, gets 1 clean, gets halfway up at the second, he goes, I can't do it. But he comes back the next night, we go, hey, maybe don't start with 5 reps of
Right.
275.
Yeah.
So he does a quick little warm up, 315 on there, 2 quick reps.
Wow.
Like,
That's pretty good.
deceivably strong. Him
Yeah.
and his brother, the politician, both deceivably strong.
He
like,
definitely has some size to him, though. You know what I mean?
yeah. You know, both
That's
have
the first time I met him.
yeah, both have kung fu backgrounds. Michael's actually fought in MMA.
Really?
Yeah, he's like 4-2 or something like that.
I'm never
Like,
going to be a wise guy to him.
no, very right. Yeah, that's never judge a book by a cover.
Yeah.
That kid is the epitome of that. So, all right, Sean Krecky.
Yes.
Is that how I said it?
Yep.
All right. How do you feel about the future of WFA?
I think you guys are off to a great start. I mean, how many dates you guys have booked? 51?
So we have 39, and we're
39.
looking to add another handful. Yeah, so we're gonna. Have
So you're off to a great
lot.
start. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys already had someone, an important figure
Absolutely.
in wrestling
Yeah.
with Gabe there. I mean,
Yeah.
I walked by him. I didn't even see him the first time. As I'm walking back,
Right.
because I had nothing in my hands.
Yeah.
I look over, I'm like, whoa, he's big smile. He's like, how you doing? I'm like, good, Gabe.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
He was always a good guy. You know, at first, a long time ago, I said something. I said that he didn't really try to help me keep the thing, but as time went on, I realized why. Because they wanted to distance themselves from IRF all around.
Sure.
So I get it.
No, that
But
makes
for
sense.
like
yeah.
a year, while
You
I
were
was
heated.
trying to keep getting going, I was a little heated.
Yeah. Gabe showed up at the show Saturday night, and it was awesome. We didn't let any of the guys know
Right.
until he was sitting in the back, and we're having our
Yeah.
pre-show meeting. So they were all like, "What?" like,
Pretty
kind of put
awesome.
on the spot. But it was very good, though.
But I mean, to have someone like that already,
Yeah.
and I know he has the relationship with Scott.
Yeah, right. Because he helped Scott get to Japan.
Yes.
He
and
booked Scott in
was-
Dragon
he
Gate
was-
USA and
Wasn't
Evolve.
Evolve Gabe's?
Yeah, Evolve was
so,
Gabe's.
yeah.
So he had that relationship with Dragon Gate.
Right.
Scott worked the Dragon Gate shows in the U.S. That got him booked in Japan.
Yep.
So
Pretty cool.
yeah, it is pretty cool.
And,
And then
Gabe's a good guy. He knows his stuff, man.
Yeah.
He really does.
and Gabe is right underneath Hunter.
Yep.
Hunter and Coach Hollow have a relationship because they train together.
Right.
So Hollow reached out to Gabe, and Gabe said, well, I'm definitely going to come up. And we had intended just having him at the school,
Right.
because we thought it would be good. And he goes, I'm just going to come to the show. Scott and I were like, what do you mean he's coming? It's our second show. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be, there might be a fire. Who knows, right? Like,
right.
who knows? But whatever. It worked out fine. All right. The handsome Chad Epic has a question for you.
Yes.
How many shows do you think you've cooked for? Or done concessions for?
Okay. Concessions for?
Yeah.
Probably 15, 20.
Different,
Concessions.
not just, those are different promotions, right? You've done way more than 15 shows, though.
Well, I probably did 20 to 25 APWs, right? Would
At
you
least,
think?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then probably another 10. But I did catering. I probably catered about 17, 18, maybe more.
Yeah.
I remember I did one for Sam Amato.
Yeah.
$100. I brought him pasta and salad.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it.
Sometimes that's enough. Yeah.
There was a wrestler standing there next to me, and we each got an envelope. And I shouldn't open mine. I'll tell you off here.
Yeah.
who it was.
Yeah.
But I opened it up, and I had a $100 bill, and guy only had a 20. And I'm not saying that because I spent
But
my own
you
money.
spent your own money,
I
right?
just felt bad.
So,
and you'll
yeah.
understand why when I tell you.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it here because I like that person a lot.
All right. The next question. He asks, who's the biggest star that ever purchased a meatball sub from you?
Ooh.
I think he means not biggest stature-wise,
No,
but like...
I know. I have one. Tony Atlas. At the show, the pop-up wrestling show.
The pop-up wrestling?
Yeah, and it was funny because somebody made a point afterwards. It might have been Fournier. Seriously.
Yeah.
Pointed out and said, see, Leo, even the stars will take their money out of their pocket. You don't have to give people free food if you don't want to. I said, I know that already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was giving free food to people that I didn't want to.
Right.
And they were taking advantage of it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but... All right, he says... Chad. This kid. He says, who's your favorite independent manager and why is it Chad Epic?
Well, Chad, you're up there, buddy, but I have to say... Sean Gorman and Adam were always like my favorites back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, and then Adam's coming back. But active right now, Chad, I like Chad. Chad's a good dude. Great person to have around, too, if you need help with things.
How about Sidney Bacabella?
Well, yeah. Well, that's what I was thank you. No, you're right. Sidney.
He carries a gun. He's old school, Sidney.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ever since he got that ring, you don't want anybody to steal it.
No.
But no, you're right. Sidney. And I only brought up those because I'd already talked about those two.
Yeah.
About
okay.
Sean, you know what I mean?
He carries a gun and an ounce of coke, but it's fine.
What?
What?
I got to stay away from him.
Yeah, stay away from him. That's not true. I just made that up.
I heard there's some real good cocaine parties in wrestling. I really did.
I haven't heard anything about those.
Yep.
Dave Fournier asks. What are some of the WWF matches you saw when you started watching wrestling? He just aged you is what Dave Fournier did. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, he's like, what was Carl Garch like?
Hey,
That's what he's asking you.
He's a pain in the arse because he had a colonoscopy today.
Yes, he did. And he posted about it on Facebook.
That's what I love Dave, but come on, man.
Did he post pictures of it?
No.
Like a selfie of...
No, but Matt said something about we should do a show inside his thing, and I'm like, that's not going to happen. And Dave's like, yeah, you'll probably get canceled. Little did they know how true they were.
Yeah.
Huh?
All right, so do you remember? I mean, it must have been...
Honestly, the first match that really made me excited was when Tanaka and Fuji lost the titles to Dean Ho and Tony Garea.
Wow. There you go.
You know what I mean? I flipped out. That was the first time I ever went, oh my, and I was probably 8.
Yeah. Wow. All right. He also asked, if you had a chance to step in the ring today, with whom would you want to face and why?
No one, because how many times have I said it on here? I'm not in the wrestling business. I don't want to be a wrestler.
What did I tell you were? You were business?
Business adjacent.
He's business adjacent.
Well, Dave actually called himself business adjacent
the
other day, too. Yeah, he did.
All right.
It was cool. He goes, because me and you are business adjacent. And I wanted to razz him, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
I'll give that to you guys. You're business adjacent.
He's been around a long time.
Yes, he has. Dave's been around a long time.
He has no problem pulling money out for a ticket.
No, him, you, Damon Farr.
Yep.
Farah.
Yep. Farrah.
How do you say it?
Farrah.
Farrah?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are like man, I wish there was 500 of you guys,
I hear
you know?
No, me too.
Yeah.
Because then I wouldn't have to look at some stupid fans that are out there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. There was only one fan I saw there the other day that I was like, I'm glad I don't have to talk to him anymore.
What is your favorite indie match that you have seen in person?
Most of them were probably ROH because, I mean, you know what I mean? God, there's so many, dude. That's a hard thing to pin down.
Yeah, there's been a lot, right? Like, I mean, just like...
I'll tell you one that, like, I loved was the Carnage Crew versus Special K in a country whipping match in Braintree, Massachusetts in 2004, or 3 or 4. And it was incredible.
Yeah.
You ever see the picture of the brothers with the blood on that I have?
I don't think so. Yeah, I probably have,
right?
yeah.
And they're dripped. I see them, like the kitchen's here, the ring's over there. They're on the other side, and they're getting up. And they're hanging onto the ropes, and you can just see the blood just gushing. So for once, I decided to use I'm here. So I knew they were coming to the back, so I ran to the back. And so let me get a picture, you guys. And they're like this to each other, make sure,
Yeah.
Boom, boom, took a couple pictures of them. Now it was Just Incredible, Tony DeVito, and Loke, HC Loke, versus Izzy, Insane Dragon, Izzy at the moment at that time, Dixie and Jay Lethal. And that Jay wasn't bleeding.
No, I can't imagine.
But man, that was really, really good. I saw a couple, Steve Carino and Homicide and Trent Acid. Those matches were incredible. Homicide, I don't give anybody. He's one of the best workers. Did you hear my stomach this time?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man.
You hungry?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. We started a little early tonight because stuff's going on.
They had to fire me.
And I guess there's some New Hampshire law you have to fire you by 6 o'clock or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone's favorite Maverick Wild has a question.
Yeah.
Last year, by all accounts, was a pretty volatile in these parts.
Yeah.
Wrestling reopened fully following the pandemic. There unfortunately were a lot of tragedies, a lot of lost friends, and unfortunate happenings in general. Amid all of this, what kind of insight do you feel you've gained over the past year seeing how things in the local scene have played out? And what do you see as positives in the wrestling for this area in 2023?
Well,
that's a loaded question because 2022 is not good for a lot of people. Well, 2020 to 2022.
Right. Yeah. But at least at least I can answer this question. The last one you had to answer for me because I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. But kind of like the things with Mike's question, Mike Hall's question, the negatives and positives. I mean, what I think is positive now is there's a lot of wrestling schools.
Yeah.
There's a lot of promotions. And like I said earlier, it seems to be like most people don't mind letting the kids play in each other's sandbox.
Yeah. Well, just today they announced Brian Malonis and Big Scott, Scott Guerin, are opening up a promotion called Rad Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
I popped huge for that name. I love it. And if it's anything like the name suggests,
right,
it's going to be cool. Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun place for these people to work.
Two guys that know what they're doing, too.
And two guys who know what they're doing.
Yep.
You know, and they get along well. I spoke to Brian today about it, so he's excited about it.
Two big dudes.
Both of them. Yeah, two big dudes. It's gonna be good. I think that's gonna be good for everybody.
You know what Maria said though the other night?
What's that?
When Brian went into the ring, she said, "Now look at that." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Now that's something to be afraid of." You know what I mean? The medicine. Yeah. She's like, "Now when I think, when you talk pro wrestling, when I first met her, I pictured people like that."
Right.
Big dudes.
Yeah.
She goes, I couldn't believe that
some of the guys,
there's like 8 of them to get to that one big dude because some of them are so small. Yeah. But again, the talent is being shared everywhere.
Yeah.
Guys are being able to train here and there. That's nice.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about what we saw this weekend here in a little bit. But I think you're right. I think that's there was a lot, but we came out of it, right?
Right.
And it's all hopefully it's going to be sunshine and sausages, right?
Yeah, or lollipops.
Yeah, or lollipops or something. Yeah, or something. All right, Dave Forney has another question.
Yeah.
One more question he asked. What do you think about the WFA's returns? We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah,
Dave.
we're going to talk about that later.
Come on, Dave.
How did he not know?
Oh. All right, Andy Miller.
Yes.
Which venue is your favorite to do concessions at?
I haven't done, you know what I mean?
Well, you had that giant kitchen at that place in Billerica.
That was incredible.
We both worked in restaurants.
Yeah.
I've worked in restaurants that didn't have that big of a kitchen.
And Newburyport was nice, though. Everything was convenient.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie, man.
That's
really
true.
was.
Everything, that was a streamlined kitchen.
Right there. It was so
insane, right?
Yeah, that was a good setup. But, I could set up anywhere. I didn't even need a kitchen this weekend.
That's true.
Especially because it was in Nashville. But I'm buying hot boxes, and eventually I'm going to buy 4 tables to leave at school because
nice.
I don't want to keep traveling. So I told Maria we'll buy some.
That's good. And then, we'll mark them. So I got to pick one up, too, because the one I use for the front is way too small. It's Betty's, little crafting table.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm stealing this. So
should have told me. I had another 6-footer at home.
I think we have one of yours. I think Dave Forney put a wrong one in here.
We need to switch because I have an 8-footer now. You have
All right, good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that show we'll switch them. Because I said...
Because we're looking at it and I go, this is a 6-footer. It's still got a label on it.
Doesn't it say Mount Pleasant on it? No?
No, it's still got a label on it.
No, but, what, the 6-footer?
Yeah.
The 8-footer I have, I think has a label on it too.
Maybe we stole them from...
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
All right, which wrestler do you think will be the next one to get called up in New England?
Shannon's got to be near the top of the list, honestly.
I would agree.
Nico wanted to really go and all that, he could.
Nico's great, right?
BRG's got to get there eventually too. I hate leaving people out like this. Alec Price.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard because there's so many.
If
right?
I had to put someone at the top, I would probably put him. I would.
Yeah.
His
and
outgoing
Alec's still
person,
young. What is he? 21 years old?
Yeah,
20 years old?
20, yeah. And I mean, he's working for Game Changer.
Yeah.
Monty's new, but I'll tell you, he's going to CZW this weekend.
Yeah, him and Kid V.
Yeah. So he's another good kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Both great kids.
Good kids, good workers.
Monty showed up this past weekend and helped out.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
He's a good dude. I like Monty.
Yeah, Monty's a good people. So is Jay. I love Jay.
Oh, yeah,
Jay's they're just good people. All right, JP Griffin, the big man asks.
Yeah, right.
What's your favorite wrestling memory at a show you catered and at a show you didn't?
Okay, show I catered. Did he say match?
This moment.
My moment?
Yeah.
Me
or wrestling memory. Yeah.
All right, well, this is a wrestling memory.
Not a menu.
No, I know. Tommy Dreamer's first show, me, my nephew, and Sandman smoking.
Yeah, a cigarette.
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
My nephew don't smoke cigarettes. No, and what's the other one? Always doing the same thing with Trent Acid. He'd always bring somebody with him.
You guys read Bible verses together, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And one time he brought Jack Evans. Another time he brought Sean the Mick. I don't know if you know him, but he's the guy that used to run the Declaration of Independence.
Yes, yeah.
And another time he brought the craziest guy that I think I've ever met in wrestling. That's not Jeff Costa. Teddy Hart.
Oh.
That was really interesting.
Man, that guy's...
As he told me that he only does things that are grown naturally. He don't do drugs. That's what he said. I don't do drugs. I only do things that grow naturally.
Though he's on that documentary shooting steroids in his ass, but whatever, that's fine.
But that was very strange because I never met Teddy.
Yeah. All right, he asked, what's your favorite memory on this show so far?
There's been a lot.
8 years you're coming up on doing this.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
Mr. Ooh La La has to be, right?
That was awesome. Mr. Ooh La La, Aunt Deranged. And anytime that I stepped out of New England, because I did it for me.
Yeah.
My friend Sean Wiggins, like in Deranged, who I think at the time he was going as Lord Indigo. Having you and Mav, guys I used to watch all, because I used to go to all of Jeff's shows.
Yeah, you were at all of them. Yeah.
So having you guys on, having Mike Hollow hit me up.
Yes.
And just to say, he said, just did in a message, hey, I really like a lot of your shows. The first thing I thought was, what about the rest of them?
Right, yeah. Why don't you like all of them? Yeah.
Why would I be?
That's because Mike Hollow works stiff. That's why. He's a heater.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, listen, I was so excited. True. So when he came on, because I never would have, I didn't have any relation with him.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have asked him.
Right.
I don't, maybe by now I might have.
Right.
But I didn't have any thought. I never wrote his name down.
That's crazy, right?
But guys like that, Mav surprised me with Jeff, too.
Yeah.
So that
because he wasn't supposed to be here, right?
Yeah,
He just showed up.
That was crazy. I was so excited, man. And then I had to sit next to him. So, I was like, that Jeff. But then there's more, too, honestly. Sean Gorman, I really enjoyed having him on. I really did. He gave me a book.
Yeah, because he doesn't do a lot.
He drew a penis on the book.
Of course he did. Yeah, it's Sean Gorman. Yeah. What else would he draw?
Why would he not do that?
Yeah.
But no, him, Tony Roy, another guy that I used to watch on TV, lose to all the big stars, but always look good doing it.
Amazing.
Really good doing it.
I went to high school with Tony, and he looked like that. Isn't
that crazy?
Just walks around looking like
he's
18 years old. Yeah,
he's a really nice guy too.
Such
he really
a nice guy.
Is, man.
I remember
that was cool.
Worked out with him at the Y, and he was helping me out, because I'm a few years younger than him, so he's like helping me out, make sure I'm doing the right things, and
that's awesome.
It's so crazy, but yeah, man,
so I had him on twice.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. All right, he also asked his last question is now that you've had the Lobsterman on, who is the next guest you haven't had yet that you really want?
Eric Sprague.
Eric Sprague,
I'm serious, Eric Sprague for sure. Trey, the smooth operator, gangster's right there too.
Maybe we'll run into him this year at the
yes,
Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame here.
Both like that peanut butter. Smooth. Yeah,
yes.
That's because I got no teeth. So that's why I can't eat chunky peanut butter anymore. Dude, the minute I walk in my house, I told you this, the teeth.
Take them out.
I'm not even in the house sometimes. Maria will just look at me and go, you can't wait to take them out. I'm like, I can't. I
Just leave them
never
on the
wear my
kitchen
teeth
table.
at home.
Yeah.
The only
I'm
time
like that with my pants.
Well, yeah. I'm going to tell Jai that.
Yeah.
Because he thinks Mav's the funniest guy in the world. Because that one time I was saying something like, doing something, and then I said, "Oh, Mav, I can't do that." He goes, "Oh, I should pull my pants up then."
Yes.
I told Jai's head that. He laughed like it was like he was at a Bill Cosby. That's a bad. That's not really.
Yeah, that's not good.
Bill,
That's not a good reference.
Cosby.
You know, that was a little
Bill
rapey.
Burr. Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Okay, Bill
We'll
Burr.
say Bill
Yeah.
Burr.
Yeah. Yeah. Way less rapey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about.
Let's talk about WFA.
Okay.
You did. You didn't end up making it to the Friday night show because
No.
you were getting ready for the Saturday
I
show.
was so busy and I'm an idiot though. I say yes to work on overtime every day, and then all of a sudden Friday comes and I'm like, I got no drinks.
Yeah.
I can't say it out loud, but Maria had the card on her.
Yeah.
So I couldn't, I'm like, so yeah, I wasn't happy, but.
It's all right though. Yeah, I was
what
going
it
to say
was.
even Saturday you were running around still. So.
Oh, you were funny. Hey,
Yeah.
you got a minute? Not really.
No, yeah.
Not really.
Not really. And I was
but
like,
I'll come over anyway.
Yeah, you were like, no, but I was like, all right. But so Saturday,
Yeah.
WFA had its second night. We were at right in town here, Nashville Boys and Girls Club. Little bit of an issue because we were supposed to be in Littleton, New Hampshire at the Opera House.
Yeah, what happened with that?
We had I'm just going to say it was a paper mix up.
Okay.
Because I don't really
Are
want
you
to get
still
into
going to
it.
run there eventually?
We're going to try still. We are still going to try because I love the building. Scott loves the building. I don't know if I've probably said this before, but as soon as you walk in, there's a picture of Gorgeous George wrestling in that building.
Wow.
So it's even if we just get to do it one more time, and we put on a great show for those fans up there.
Right.
My sister and my brother-in-law live up there. Nice. It'd be great to just go up there.
Now, they have a balcony too, right?
It's
Is that one?
yes, yeah. It's just such a great building. But anyway, so real last minute, like with under just about 2 weeks.
Right.
They had that location canceled on us. I was able to call the Boys and Girls Club. I had already set some dates with them, but we weren't going to start till May.
Right.
I said, "Hey, Ashley, is there any chance we can get in there January 7th?" She's like, "Absolutely, we'd love to have you."
Wow.
So we were able to get in there quick. We had to have all new posters made, though, all that.
Right.
So we really ended up with just over a week to advertise by the time we got the posters and everything.
Good crowd.
Yeah, and it was way better than we anticipated because I fully expected 50 people, right? Because
That's how most companies start at that.
yeah,
It's
like
not,
a 2-week location change. And then to hear, like we've known Gabe was going to show up at the building. Originally he was going to come all the way up to Littleton. And I'm like, I can't believe we had to cancel the location. We changed the location. And Gabe's going to show up to this building. We're going to have 11 people in the crowd.
Nope.
And I'm like, oh my goodness.
So you guys had a good crowd. Hot crowd.
It was a hot crowd too. They loved wrestling. And it was really good. So I know you watched most of it because you were set up in the corner.
Oh yeah, I watched almost every
So
match.
let's start off from the beginning. We had Keon and Diego.
Awesome.
Two young kids, right?
I was cheering for Keon big time because I never met Diego. So
Okay.
No offense.
No, Diego. So Diego's been around. I met him when I was doing some training with Brian Fury at New England Pro Wrestling
okay.
Academy. Then he'd come up to Elite a little bit. And I think he spends because he lives literally down the street with Bo down at Beltime.
Oh, nice.
So he's doing the right things. He's showing up for practice. He's doing these shows, and we figured we wanted to start the night off with we kind of had pull Keon aside and say, hey, listen, everything we've taught you,
Yeah.
let's forget about that, and we just want you to go balls to the wall in this, right?
Right.
Because it's the opening show.
Yep.
They did a match on Friday night as well, and we said, listen,
They opened that show too?
They opened that show as well.
Nice.
I said, this is the first show back in 14 years or whatever it is, right? We need to kick it off with a bang. So go out there and just tear ass.
Wow, was it really been 14 years? Is that 14
2000,
years?
I think 2000.
6?
Oh, actually, maybe it was even more because
2000.
2006, I think, was the last show, maybe 2005.
Okay.
So even longer. So, so then we followed that up with a girls' tag match.
Yeah.
We had the Elle Valentine. Valentine.
I think
And
Valentine.
she teamed with,
Young girl. That was the first time I ever saw her. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think who it was. Sazzy. Yes, Sazzy. Nope, it wasn't Sazzy.
She was
It
on
was
the other
Skylar.
Yes.
And then they wrestled
girl
Sarah
in
the
red
Bully
and white.
Jade
Yep.
and Sazzy Boatwright out of New York.
Yes.
Who was trained by
Logan.
Logan Black.
Oh, Logan Black, and who was on the show?
Out of New York, who was
First
out of the
time
show
I've
as well.
seen him in a long time. He had a good match.
That kid's so
solid
good.
worker.
He's a really, really solid worker. Love to have him. Had a really I met him at a show in Northampton. So we had so I got to talking to him and I hit him up and I was like, hey, listen, I know you train some people. I'd love to give you some of your students an opportunity. Plus, I want to bring you in.
Yeah.
We put him with Mosh Pit, who's one of the top rope students. He trained a long time with Ryan Drew. And Adam Mosh Pit needs some work, because he's young.
They're pretty good.
So
though.
we figured we put him with Logan. It's kind of the same gimmick, like punk rock kind of thing, and see how they mesh, and then maybe the kid Mosh Pit can learn some stuff, right? So that was good. We had them wrestle So that's the kid who ended up coming down from Nova Scotia, Charlie Hubley.
Oh,
he was
yes.
the kid with the mullet.
Yeah.
And
he did good too.
he did really well. Yeah,
Really
he's
good.
super, super entertaining. He rocked the Crocs like I did. So, and he teamed with Troy Stevens out of Connecticut.
Yep.
So, who trained you? Ready for this? Von Schmidt trained him.
Joseph Von Schmidt.
I hadn't heard that name. I'm talking to him. I'm
Isn't
like,
he good friends with Johnny Idol?
who?
Is it Johnny Idol, isn't he?
Oh, no.
That's the other one. Now, what's the other guy that's friends with Johnny? Pierre? No.
Yes. Yeah. Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph Von Schmidt. I didn't even know
Rip
he was still
Bison
around.
now,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Rip
that's,
Bison.
Rip Bison, the former Tomahawk.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like this gimmick better than that. I mean, it wasn't the Tomahawk. Nobody else was doing a gimmick
No.
like that. So it looked
But it
good.
was very,
Always
that,
looked
that
good.
might look good on the Rad Pro Wrestling.
But, yes. But the Rip Bison character, that, to me, it looks more like that's him.
All right.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
a badass
Yeah.
looking dude.
Yeah, he's a thick dude,
Yeah.
like just a big dude, yeah. So, okay, then we had, Ryan H2O Waters
Yes.
with Tyler Nacho.
That was a good match.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yep.
Yeah. What was
Matter
your?
of fact, did you see what Ryan did?
I was running the front door, so it
He
was hard.
took his leather jacket, not Ryan's,
He took Tyler's.
and he threw it at me.
He did.
I caught it. I went to put it on. That kid's in such great shape. I put one arm in, and I couldn't even grab the other side. The jacket's so small.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get my other arm halfway in it.
Yeah.
So
Just,
then I just took
forget
it.
it.
I'm not like Ryan.
Yeah.
I would have nicely dropped it.
Yeah, Ryan
inside
can
there.
be a jerk out there. Yeah,
He hasn't beat me up every time I call him the old Prestige.
I know.
Is he still teaming with?
Yes. So we're actually. So
Good.
Matt will be coming up. Matt Magnum will be
good.
coming up
They're
with
a
Ryan.
Great
tag
team,
team.
too. They
Great
really
tag
are.
team. They're like a throwback to the Andersons.
Yep.
I love that style because it's completely different than what you see
Right.
out there. So
There's some really good tag teams in New England
yeah.
right now.
Let me ask you. So if you were running WFA, or if you had an opportunity to get us some talent, who would you like to see on the shows?
Miracle Generation.
Yep.
I definitely would like to see them. I'd love to see you book Dan Mouth. That's just
Yeah.
that's selfish on my part. Well, you're already booking Channing, BRG. This is a loaded question too, because now I'm gonna say
So
names
many, right?
and I don't,
Yeah.
and I leave out 250.
Yeah. There's a
know?
lot. But like I think we brought some talent up this way.
Yeah.
Now they've done some work down in like Northampton and that area, whatever. But up here, like the legit Perkins, that kid is he's a monster.
And
Yeah,
he
I think
looks but I mean, when he got in the ring, that presentation was incredible.
he looks like a wrestler.
Yeah, and to
then-
have him.
And
in
then
the
he
ring
wrestled
with-
Channing,
Yeah.
who looks like a wrestler. It looked
Exactly.
like two wrestlers in there.
Yep.
You know?
Channing gave me a really nice belly to back.
Yeah.
And he took it nice too.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. I
He's a
can't
big dude.
stop saying that.
Yeah.
But he was huge.
It was
He's
good.
like, who's that guy? I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah. So
He goes, he looks like a wrestler.
he's relatively new as well. Another
Right.
kid who was trained by Logan Black. So I saw him at a show down there, and I go, well, he's inexperienced. He's young, but my God, I asked, is he coachable? And they said, absolutely, he's coachable. I think he played college football. Like
right.
like he's got a pedigree. So
Who was the tag team that split up? Something looked like Hurley. Is one guy named Hurley?
Charlie Hubley. That's the one
Okay.
from.
Oh yeah, we
that's
were
the kid from-
razzing him, man. We
That's
gave
the kid
it to
from
him good.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
11
we-
hours a kid drove down.
We gave it to him good, and his tag team partner. That was a good match. It
Really
really
good.
was a good
so
match.
we threw those two together on Friday night,
Right.
Because we were supposed to have other people, and they couldn't make it. So we said, well, Charlie and Troy Stevens are going to work together. They kind of did like a glam rock kind of thing,
Right.
And then they wrestled Logan Black in
Yes.
Mosh Pit. was like the punk rock kind of thing.
That was a good match. And I'll tell you, man,
for four guys that never wrestled each other,
Right.
had never teamed together,
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
So,
that Charlie guy though, he was like giving it to the fans. He was he was good. He was giving it to him so good. I had to come over and help the guys. I'm like, guys, say something back.
yeah, say something back because that's what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He drove down with who wrestled the girl who wrestled LMK.
Okay.
Her name is Chantel.
Yep.
And she's from Canada as well. 2 hours south of him though. So, man, just that's dedication right there. Those two
absolutely.
drove so far.
Right.
And
For an opportunity.
For an opportunity.
Yep.
And Charlie asked me actually to adopt him because I told him how many shows we have coming up.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, just adopt me."
Just move down here, Charlie.
Yeah, I go, yeah, that'd be super easy. My wife would love that. I said,
yeah.
Betty would love me just bringing this Canadian mullet man home, you know? Yeah.
It was good, though.
Crocs,
He really did good.
Yeah.
He really did. Didn't they break up at the end? I think they were. I know no, that's what happened. They were arguing, and then the bump into and the roll up 1, 2, 3.
Which, exactly, yeah. So they didn't break up yet.
No,
yes,
not yet. They may.
Yeah, they may not.
Right?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows if he's going to drive down 11 hours again?
Exactly.
Who
I have a
knows?
feeling he might.
He had a blast.
He had a good match.
Main event. Who do we have? We had Brian Malonis.
Brian Malonis against a guy that I'd never seen before. And wow, Logan Chase.
No, Lucas.
No, Lucas Chase, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lucas Chase.
Unbelievable.
So good,
He's
right?
so good, I didn't say his name right. No,
Yeah.
but honestly, I'd never seen him before.
No.
And at that point, I'm also going in and out.
Yeah.
Because, I got to get myself a four-wheeler like
Yes.
Ralph, my buddy Ralph does with
Yes.
the merchandise.
Yeah.
Because that was
Yeah.
a lot of walking, man. And, Kim, thank you for helping us out. She's like, I'm like, no, wait, I got it.
That's
She's
Miss
like,
Kim.
No.
Yeah,
She's
Miss
like, I've
Kim.
been here since 4 o'clock. I want something to do.
Yeah.
All right, come on, honey. Come on.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
So Lucas Chase is another relatively new to the business, but he is getting some eyes on him. He's working with Dustin Rhodes in Texas, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, now he's moved up to the Northeast. So I was recommended him, so I looked him up and I was like, oh, this kid's good.
Yeah.
Like, far more experience than his years. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
And I knew it would be really good to put him with Malonis.
Right.
And Malonis, I haven't seen Malonis wrestle like that and move like that. I told him this. I said, since you were 20 years old.
He's lost a lot of weight.
He got spine busted. This kid,
That
Lucas,
crazy? Yeah.
picked him up
Yep.
at 430 pounds, picked Brian up and spine busted him. Right? That's insane.
Another thing on that whole show, I didn't see one super kick. I didn't see one dive through the ropes.
Yeah.
And somebody said something else, and I can't remember. Maybe a pile driver or something.
Canadian Crusher.
Canadian Destroyer.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Canadian
Not
Destroyer.
one throughout the whole
Yeah.
card.
So you don't need them, guys.
You don't need
You
it.
can do other
Really
stuff.
don't.
Yeah, you can
I'll
do
be
other
honest
stuff.
with you. That's one of the spots I don't even like. I don't go, oh, I gotta what? They gotta once I start
Because
seeing
if you miss it, you're gonna see it again.
right.
You'll see
well,
it.
if it's a 6-man tag and I see the first one, I'll go have a smoke.
Yeah.
Because you know what's next?
Yeah.
The other 5.
So you're
They
right.
each got to do
Yeah.
a dive.
So Leo, we've got a lot of shows coming up. You're gonna do
Yes.
some concessions.
I will do anyone you want me
Yeah.
to. I'll be there for anyone.
A lot of shows. A lot of shows coming up. We're gonna. That's a lot, man. Ed Scott and Hollow. All of us. Sean wanted to make
Yep.
sure that we tell you that we so appreciate you being
no
on board.
problem. Always for you, guys. I hope
This is
the
this is great.
flyers-
That like this is the kind of stuff we're talking about, right? Like, he's not going to want me saying this, but Ryan Drew was a tremendous help this
I'm
weekend. He
sure.
offered me some guys. He brought up some of his, the students. We actually ended up putting 2 of them to work on
That's
Friday
awesome.
night. He's just such a tremendous guy, right? And if we can all do that kind of thing and help each other
Exactly.
where we need the help,
Yeah.
it's just going to be awesome. We just confirmed today with Christian, who's one of our production guys. He's
Yep.
going to be on February 13th with you.
Beautiful.
We have Christian, Will Duncan. We have Caleb Seltzer, and then Christian's buddy Noah.
Yep.
Christian brought this girl Liz, who helped out all weekend long.
That's awesome.
Doing all the production part of
Yeah.
it. That's all the kind of
there's
stuff.
some fans out there if you needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm just saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you called and said, hey, 2 kids just canceled. Hey, here, day 40. I guarantee he'll come
Yes.
up and help us.
Think about this, Leo, right? So remember the first Jeff Costa show you went to, Ringside Wrestling.
Yeah.
You walk in the building, there's a ring.
Yeah.
There is nothing else, right?
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. No elaborate. I didn't even know where the wrestlers were going to come from.
Today, today you can't do that anymore.
No.
Right? So you need the whole thing. We got there at noon. It took us almost until doors opened to get finally all set up and everything. And then we're there hours after the show, tearing it all down.
What time did you get home?
That night, because we were so close, I was actually home by 11:30, I think. Betty was still awake. That's how early I got home. Yeah,
nice.
So I was like,
yep.
Yeah, so this is going to be the good part because we do have somebody in Sean who busted his ass.
Yeah.
And he has a truck and a trailer.
Yep.
We load everything in the trailer.
That's awesome.
He drives it.
He's a good dude.
And he's such an amazing dude.
How long have you been friends with him for? Seriously?
I literally met him a year ago. Just reconnected with him a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I met him back when he was training at Nepois, and he was with Don Chesterfield as the squire.
Oh, okay.
I had met him, and then
he
was the squire.
That.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't hang around a lot then with them. But now I talk to Sean
Dude, he's
5
awesome.
times a week. He's awesome. Yeah, he's
Every
awesome.
time I had seen him, I'm like, he's like, Leo, what's up? And then I was like, I keep forgetting to ask him his name.
Yeah, it's Sean.
And I don't want to. And then finally I asked you. And that way, the next time I saw him, what's up, Sean?
Such a good guy and such a hard worker. Like just, without him, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be possible.
Right.
And those are those guys that are those unsung heroes.
Yeah.
You and Christian and Caleb and Will and, I mean,
hey,
to
like
the point.
Chad Epic, honestly, Todd Graham, guys like that, they show up at a show and you need something. Those are the guys you want.
The guy who did ring announcing.
Yeah. He did great.
That was the second time. His first time was Friday night at our show. He hosts the Facebook page.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it wrong, but it's like Live Free New Hampshire, Born and Die or something like that. It's a Facebook page. We'd reached out to him to see if he could just promote it for us. He goes, I'd love to be involved if I could. Now he wants to be at every show.
That's awesome.
That kid, he did an amazing job.
He did do a good job.
We also had Eric Baker, who used to work at the Hampton Beach Casino doing some lighting and some stuff. He did some camera work for us.
Now, is that the guy that was going around the ring with the camera?
Yeah, one of the Roman camera guys. Yeah, just amazing. We have all these people that just want to help us succeed.
Right.
And it's great because we didn't have that before. Leo, we have 30 seconds left. Tell me, what do you have coming up this year? What are your goals for 2023?
My goals this year is to get in May to episode 300. I got to announce it now because he said that he does not think he's big enough for it. Mike Crockett, I can't wait for you to be sitting in that chair. I gave it up. All right. I'm coming back. Yep, yeah. Mike Crockett.
300.
Yep.
That's your guest?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, I think I'm going to get some good stuff out of Crockett.
You're absolutely. Well, hopefully he talks.
Yeah, he'll talk.
Because he talks a lot. All right, we're out. Leo, give it to him.
Peace.
Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.